Is the Earth really flat? Scientists are reconsidering. The idea that Earth is flat is a concept that many dismiss as nonsense. For centuries, humanity has accepted that Earth is spherical, based on scientific evidence, historical observations, and technological advancements. However, a new movement, the flat Earth theory, has gained traction in recent years, particularly in the age of social media. But should we dismiss this movement outright, or is there a deeper reason why these beliefs persist? And what about the possibility that scientific theories can be flawed, even when they seem overwhelmingly supported by evidence? In this video, we'll dive deep into the flat Earth debate, exploring the history of this theory, the science behind Earth's shape, and why, despite overwhelming evidence, some still believe in a flat Earth.
Let's start by going back to the ancient civilizations. Thousands of years ago, many cultures believed in the concept of a flat Earth. The ancient Egyptians, Mesopotamians, and even early Greek philosophers had their own interpretations of the Earth's shape. The Egyptians, for instance, depicted Earth as a flat disk floating in the waters of the cosmos. Meanwhile, early Greek philosophers like Pythagoras and Aristotle were among the first to propose the idea of a spherical Earth, based on observations of the stars, the horizon, and the way ships disappeared over the water. The concept of a spherical Earth gained more scientific credibility when Eratosthenes, a Greek mathematician, made one of the earliest known measurements of the Earth's circumference around 240 BCE. Using shadows cast by sticks at different locations, he was able to calculate the size of the Earth with remarkable accuracy for the time. Eratosthenes' work, along with similar studies by astronomers such as Hipparchus and later Claudius Ptolemy, cemented the idea of a spherical Earth in scientific circles for centuries.
As the centuries passed, explorers like Ferdinand Magellan confirmed the Earth's spherical shape by circumnavigating the globe. This further solidified the idea that Earth was a sphere, as these explorers' voyages demonstrated that one could sail around the world in a continuous path, something impossible on a flat Earth. Fast forward to the 21st century, and we still have overwhelming evidence to support the theory that Earth is spherical. In fact, modern technology has provided us with irrefutable proof. Satellites orbiting the Earth capture high-definition images of our planet, clearly showing its curved shape. Space missions, from the Apollo moon landings to the Mars rovers, have allowed astronauts to take photographs of the Earth from space, providing us with stunning views of our planet as a spherical body. Even in the era of space exploration, when we look at Earth from the International Space Station, ISS, we see a beautiful, round planet floating in the void of space.
Furthermore, the way gravity works is also consistent with a spherical Earth. Gravity pulls objects towards the center of the Earth, and this pull is relatively uniform across the planet's surface. If Earth were flat, gravity would behave differently, with a noticeable difference in strength at the edges of the Earth. But as we know, gravity operates predictably and consistently, pulling everything towards the center, which aligns perfectly with the idea of a spherical Earth. Despite this vast amount of evidence, there is a growing movement that continues to argue that the Earth is flat. The flat Earth theory, once considered an outdated and fringe belief, has experienced a resurgence, especially in the age of social media. You may have come across videos, articles, or social media posts claiming that NASA and other space agencies are faking the images of Earth from space, and that the entire scientific community is part of a global conspiracy to hide the true shape of the planet.
Flat Earth proponents often point to the lack of perceived curvature in the horizon as proof that the Earth is flat. They claim that if the Earth were a sphere, the curvature would be visible to the naked eye, particularly over large bodies of water. They argue that when looking out over the ocean, the horizon appears flat, not curved. However, this argument fails to consider the vast scale of the Earth. The curvature of the Earth is subtle and not easily noticeable from a human perspective, especially when standing on the ground or looking out over a flat expanse like the ocean. The curvature is detectable over longer distances or from higher altitudes, such as when you fly in an airplane or see the curvature in photos taken from space. Another common argument put forward by flat Earth believers is that gravity doesn't make sense on a spherical Earth. They claim that if Earth were truly spherical, the way gravity works should cause objects to fly off the planet. This misunderstanding of gravity in physics arises from a lack of understanding of how gravitational forces work. Gravity is not a force that pulls objects outward from the surface of the Earth. Rather, it pulls objects toward the center of the planet. The reason we don't feel gravity pulling us toward the center of the Earth is because we're firmly anchored to its surface, and gravity pulls us downward. Perhaps the most famous and widely circulated claim among flat Earth proponents is that NASA and other space agencies have fabricated images of the Earth from space. They argue that the round Earth we see in pictures is merely a product of CGI, computer-generated imagery, or other forms of digital manipulation. They even suggest that astronauts, when speaking about their experiences in space, are part of a grand conspiracy to maintain the illusion of a spherical Earth. In response to these claims, however, it's important to note that these images are not exclusive to NASA. Multiple space agencies, including Roscosmos, Russia, CNSA, China, and ESA, Europe, have taken similar photographs of Earth from their own missions. Furthermore, private space companies like SpaceX have also sent satellites and astronauts into space, consistently returning images that show the Earth as a sphere. Beyond the images themselves, the very existence of space stations, satellites, and space travel is proof enough that Earth is not flat. The launch and operation of satellites, which provide GPS, weather data, and communication systems, would be impossible if the Earth were flat. These satellites orbit the Earth in specific trajectories that are calculated based on the Earth's shape. If Earth were flat, the physics of orbital mechanics would not work, and satellites would not be able to maintain their orbits.
So why do people continue to believe in the flat Earth theory, despite all the evidence to the contrary? One reason is the role of social media and online echo chambers. The algorithms of social media platforms prioritize content that attracts attention, often amplifying sensational, controversial, or conspiratorial ideas. In these online communities, people can find support for their beliefs, regardless of how unsupported those beliefs may be. These platforms also encourage a sort of confirmation bias, where people seek out information that reinforces their existing views and reject information that contradicts them. Additionally, conspiracy theories like the Flat Earth movement appeal to a sense of distrust in government and institutions. In an age of fake news, misinformation, and growing political polarization, many people feel that the world is not as it seems. This sense of distrust can lead individuals to question even the most established scientific facts. Flat Earth theorists often present their beliefs as a form of rebellion against the mainstream, portraying themselves as uncovering hidden truths that the establishment doesn't want the public to know. Despite the rise of the Flat Earth movement, the overwhelming majority of scientists and experts agree that the Earth is spherical. The evidence is simply too vast and conclusive to ignore. While it is important to question and critically evaluate the information we are given, it is equally important to rely on scientific evidence and the findings of experts who have dedicated their careers to understanding the natural world.
In conclusion, while the flat Earth theory may seem enticing to some, the scientific evidence overwhelmingly supports the idea that the Earth is spherical. From the ancient Greeks to modern-day astronauts, the concept of a round Earth has stood the test of time. The rise of the flat Earth movement is more a symptom of distrust in authority and misinformation than a legitimate challenge to established science. While it's essential to question the world around us, we must also base our beliefs on evidence, logic, and critical thinking. The Earth is round, and no amount of conspiracy theories will change that. So the next time someone tells you that the Earth is flat, you can confidently reply, "The science says otherwise." Thank you for watching this video. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this. Stay curious, stay informed, and always question the world around you. But be sure to seek the truth. Until next time.